Well, thousands of people in the Alberta oil sands community of Fort McMurray have been forced from their homes by a wildfire. About 6,600 residents were ordered to leave 4 neighbourhoods in the southern part of the city. Well, the fire is estimated to be about 210 square kilometres in size and only a few kilometres from Fort McMurray's landfill. The remaining 90% of the city's residents are still under an evacuation alert. Well, with more on this, let's go live to Environment Canada senior climatologist Dave Phillips with more on these wildfires and how it's going to affect air quality across the country. Thank you so much for joining, Dave. Let's start in the area where these fires are raving right now. What's the air quality like there, and where do you expect it to head?
Well, you're right, Jamie. There have been some fires probably about 2 weeks earlier than we normally would see, but not as bad as what we saw last year. Even though I know for the 6,000, 7,000 people evacuated, there's no comparison if they haven't been evacuated like last year. But this year they have been. There is some really good news though on the horizon. What we're seeing though in Fort McMurray, for example, we're going to see this afternoon a wind shift. So the winds are going to take the smoke away from the communities, and that's going to provide some relief. But more importantly, Jamie, is days of rain. I look at the next 7-day forecast, and I see rain on the next 5 days, and not just a little bit of rain, but good drenching kind of rain steady all day, and temperatures below what they normally would be. So fighting fires would be easier for forest firefighters. So some really, really good news. And I think that we'll see an end to these fires, and certainly people will be able to return home after just a couple of days. Similarly, in northern British Columbia, we're seeing several days with rain, and even in northern Manitoba, where they've had fires, we're seeing some rain, some steady rains, and that will squelch these flames and keep the smoke locally and not bring it across the country. We have to remember last year we had a pretty foul summer in the Toronto area with 58 hours of smoke and haze. We were some days it was the worst air quality in the world was found here in the GTA. But those were fires from Nova Scotia and Quebec and northern Ontario, northeastern Ontario, Ottawa Valley. And that this year, it's been very wet in that area. So I don't see a repeat. If the air quality is poor, it's from exhaust from automobiles and industry from the Ohio Valley and Ontario that's causing it, not from forest fires.
All interesting information. Let's hope our friends out west are okay, and hopefully this all clears up, and hopefully the rain is going to provide a little bit of relief.
Yes,
Senior climatologist Dave Phillips, always great to chat. Good to see you.
Thank you, Jamie.